Good morning, viewers. Welcome to my channel. Today marks 17 days till I go down to Springer Mountain in Georgia to start my Appalachian Trail hike. So today I wanted to show you what's in the pack. I may be doing some last minute modifications, but this is what I've got so far. So let's get started with the big three. To start with, I'm taking the Osprey Atmos 65 with the anti-gravity system. Pack comes highly recommended by many hikers. Starting off, we have the Lightheart Gear So Long 6 tent with new dimensions for 2018 at 2.4 pounds. And we have Enlightened Equipment sleeping quilt coming in at 20 ounces, rated for 30 degrees. And the Thermarest Neo Air pump sack at almost 1.5 pounds. Inside of my quilt, I'll be using a mummy liner, 100% silk. Moving on to rain gear, something that I might send back home pretty quickly. The OR low gaiters. I'm thinking maybe really muddy days or perhaps snow. Inside of my pack, I'll be using the Osprey pack liner that is suitable for 50 to 70 liter sizes. Also the 6 Moon Design Silver Shadow umbrella. And on the back of the pack, I'll have a butt pad and a piece of Tyvek-like material. A pack cover made by Mountain Smith. Mountain Hardwear Dry Q. I couldn't even see the model number on it, so I don't know what it is, but it has pit zips, which is nice to keep you cooler, and zip pockets. And lastly, Enlightened Equipment quilt, very lightweight. For my food bag, I purchased from Lightheart Gear this nice Velcro top. It's got reflective hooks on the top, and in that I'll be able to pack my supplies for eating on the trail. For hanging the bear bag, what I did is create a little pouch and got some Z-Pack Z-Line with a locking carabiner. For navigating the trail, I have the Guthooks AT Guide app on my smartphone. Highly recommend that. Got a lot of good trail information on water sources and elevation. And I also have the unbound version of the AT Guide by David A. Miller. And it comes in a nice package, and it also has similar information to your app. Part of the sleep system, I'll have an Exped blow-up pillow, pair of Cascade trekking poles, Sawyer Squeeze. A lot of people have these, so I'll have the Sawyer Squeeze. I have 2 bottle caps that I modified, did a video on, that allows you to connect the bag. So I have a Platypus by Gravity Works, as well as the Sawyer Squeeze bag. And I also just have a scoop bag and another cut-off bottle in case I need those. And I just put all these together and roll them up. And I have a piece of Velcro. This all ties them up together. From the Source Convertible, I added a hose to my bottle that goes in the side of my pack, and this brings the water right to your mouth. You don't even have to worry about grabbing the bottle out of the back of your pack, so that's pretty convenient. Deuce of Spades, everyone knows what that's for. Some toilet paper, hand sanitizer, a P38, which is great for when you're in town and you want to have something that requires a way to open a can, and a multi-purpose compass, whistle, thermometer, and a very little knife with some scissors and a nail file. And a Pretzel Actic, $57, comes with different settings of brightness as well as a red light, so you don't disturb people when you're getting into camp late at night. Moving on to the cook system. You've all seen videos probably online of how to use Reflectex to make a little pouch to keep your food warm while it's hydrating and cooking. Instead of Velcro that a lot of people have used, I got some old interoffice envelopes and glued and cut off the tabs. So it works the same way. A spork. And for my cook set, here's a little hack I want to show you. If you're out and it is extremely cold out, you may have a great deal of difficulty getting this thing lit. So what I have is one of these mini pocket stoves that you screw on here, and I'll just put that on lightly like that. And I have a silicone band on the bottom, and I have a piece of copper. And if you take this piece of copper and slip that down between your silicone band, when you light this, and that's the problem when it's extremely cold out, you'll have a hard time getting a good flame to cook. What will happen is your flame will initially conduct and heat up this piece of copper and send that heat right down to your canister, and that keeps your fuel warmer so you can get a good burn. So it's a little bit of extra weight, you know, that might be something that goes home pretty quick. Lighter, an extra spork, and a very small towel. And with this kit, I have something to drink hot chocolate and coffee. In my sleepwear kit, I have the Sitka hoodie, which is really nice and warm, and this can double during the day if I need a good thermal layer, as long as I don't plan on getting it too wet. Instead of using a balaclava, this has a high neck gaiter cut to it, so that works out really well. And the Patagonia cap for sleeping in, a pair of warm socks, and from Goose Feet Gear, which is a US company, I had them make me some down booties, so that should be really nice. Very warm piece of fleece long underwear, fleece gloves, and from an old tent I made some mitten covers that are waterproof with an elasticized bungee drawstring to cinch it down around your cuffs to keep any blowing air out. So that should keep me plenty warm for sleeping. Moving on to the hiking wear, I have two pair of boxer briefs, one by Adidas, one by Ex Officio, two pair of darn tough socks, pair of sock liners, one with the normal toe and one by Gingy, which has the individual toes sewn in. And this little green bag, two bags here. These are for putting over your socks before you put them into your shoes. If you're going to be walking through wet, rainy conditions or it's really cold, if you can add this piece of plastic between your socks and your shoes, you will be amazed at how much warmer your feet are going to be. You might have your toe bust through the end of this, going down hills and whatnot. You know, they're not made to last forever, but they will definitely do a really good job keeping your feet warmer. I also have a pair of nylon quick dry convertible pants, a quick dry long sleeve Columbia brand shirt, and I have a Under Armour Cold Gear Wear compression thermal underwear from Columbia. I got this many years ago for skiing. It comes with a reflective inside coating, which is supposed to keep you a lot warmer. So I've worn that several times skiing, and it seems to have worked out pretty good. And a short sleeve quick dry shirt. In my electronics bag, I'm going to have a Puridia power bank, 10,000 milliamp hours. I know there's some people that take as much as 20,000, and that's probably a bit overkill, and I was looking to save some weight, so that should work pretty good. I'll also be taking with me the Rode VideoMic Me at only 1.7 ounces. I did a separate video review on this and how it can really improve the sound quality when you're out there filming on the AT. A lot of folks are just using their smartphones and they're getting a tremendous amount of wind noise, even when their ears don't think there's a lot of wind noise. Once they post their videos, they really know how bad it can be. A stick picks, and with the camera holder, a little bit of double-sided, it's like a double stick Velcro that sticks to itself in case you have to mount something. Also, when it comes to audio, you'll see a lot of folks using earphones and talking on their videos. That's because they're using a mic and earphone piece. And if you're going to mic your sound with such an earphone piece, you want to make sure that your plug-in has 4 divisions. Most earphone pieces are only going to have 3, and that's not for a mic. You have to have 4. And this is the brand that I picked, MX Studio Sports. I also have a 3-port charger because I have 3 different cables. One of them is for the headlamp. One can also go to whatever choice of music you want to bring along with you. And lastly, here's a little 1-ounce project I made out of a coat hanger and a piece of wood. And you mount your stick picks on that end, and you can take some cool shots without bringing along a lot of extra weight. Alright, well, let's talk about first aid kit. This is a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, and I teach first aid and I used to run ambulance. But this is typically what I would carry in a first aid kit. And I may whittle this down a little bit, but first of all, about 1 ounce of shampoo and some Body Glide. I have a small towel that will be my drying off towel. A bandana that can be multi-purpose, you know, if you needed a sling or a bandage of some sort. And a little wipe for glasses. A razor to keep trimmed up a little bit. A repair kit for a pad with a patch and some glue. Some extra bottle caps for hygiene in the mouth. Dental floss. Some picks. And a little brush between the teeth. Toothpaste, toothbrush, a sewing kit for those times when you get a rash in your butt. Pick this 4-ouncer up. Obviously I didn't want to take all that along, so what I did, this is a little hack, take a straw, needle nose pliers, squeeze your ends together, melt that with a piece of butane lighter, and then stick the other end down into, I take that back, you don't seal that first. Stick this down into your tube, fill this up, and then once it's filled up, squeeze that end together, seal it. You can take the other end, fold it over, wrap it with some electrical tape, and you're only taking just a fraction of an ounce out there. Also have some scissors for cutting earplugs, some safety pins, a plastic mirror. In terms of medications, I have stuff here for diarrhea, for indigestion, some individual packets of sunscreen, some wipes, some tweezers for insects or a splinter perhaps. If you have any kind of allergic reaction, I have some pills that are antihistamine, and I have moleskin, some Band-Aids, some icy hot type mix. Yeah, your indigestion stuff, triple antibiotic, lip screen. This is just some super glue in case you need that for something, sting relief, trail vitamins. This is a little X-Acto knife blade, very sharp, kind of like a surgical blade in case you need to get in there and dig for something. Some tape, some extra matches, obviously some Q-tips. So this may get lightened a little bit. We'll look at that in finer detail. And then here are some last miscellaneous items. And the last little bit of gear to show you is my native sunglasses. I saw these as a recommendation on YouTube. They have rubber pieces for your nose and around your ears to help grip when you're sweating a lot. A buff. I'll have either a boonie hat or just a regular ball cap to take along. A wool cap. One of my favorite pieces of gear. I've had this for a while. I don't know where I got it, but it's 40% wool. It's soft. Has a fleece collar. Very comfortable. And my puffy jacket. Hawk & Company. Not a big name brand, but it's basically the same stuff that you might find that's twice as much money. So I've been happy with that. So wrapping things up, two other things I wanted to mention. One was wet wipes. I got some of those and I dehydrated them. Got 30 in a package here, and it weighs maybe an ounce and a quarter. And a luxury item I thought about taking along, which weighs in at 2 1/4 ounces, is just some favorite songs that I thought I might play and some folks might enjoy hearing when I get into a hostel that's got a nice guitar. And then down the road, when the warmer months come, I'll be using some insect repellent for clothing and gear that has permethrin in it. And I don't know how much of it I need, but I'll be taking that. And then I'll also be taking my winter 30-degree quilt and swapping that out for something that's a lot lighter, that is still a quilt. And I picked this up, and you can, it might come under different brand names, but it's really lightweight. When you get up into the northern states and New England states, that's when you're going to have some river crossings, and I don't think I'm going to take my Crocs along until that time. And then I'll also have warmer weather gear to swap out with dedicated walking shorts. One thing I forgot to mention were the shoes I'll be taking with me on the trail. These are a pair of Oboz trail runners. and I want to let you know about a little hack. Inside, you'll have your typical liner. For those of you that have worn hiking boots, you know that that steel shank really is important when you're dealing with all those rocks. If you take a milk carton and cut out something that looks like this and insert that into your shoe, followed by your liner, you will reinforce the bottom of your shoe a little bit, and you might find that walking on those rocks is a lot more comfortable. All right, so let's look at the pack weight. I took out the clothing that I thought I would probably be wearing on my first day of the trail, weighed the pack, and it came in at 25.6 pounds. That's without any food or water. If I add food and water, that's another 8.8 pounds for 4.5 days, which brings my total pack weight up to 34.4 pounds. That's the weight I was carrying in yesterday's video, and my hips weren't liking it a whole lot, and even this morning they felt pretty tired. So I don't know if that's something that you just have to work through and kind of get over, or do I really have to look at reducing my pack weight 5 or 8 pounds? So I would like your comments and suggestions. Let me know what you're thinking about. How does my pack weight compare to your pack weight? And for someone, you know, who is a senior, it's a lot tougher for us older folks. So I appreciate your comments. Let me know what you think. River Guide saying, see you on the trail.